What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is for my Elder Sea Giant 2.0, which is a 2-bar PvP Templar build. It's rocking 3500 crit resist, 2.9k max magicka recovery and stamina recovery. It's got around 25k pen fully procced and around 6000 spell damage. Really good build, so we'll get straight into it. So the first set we are running is the Rallying Cry, one of the best PvP sets in the game. Gives you a ton of weapon damage and critical resistance. We're running Precise Battle Axe. I'm also using Escapist Poisons. They immobilise your enemy, drain health from the target, dealing poison damage and restoring health to you, and also drain stamina from the target, increasing the cost of their stamina abilities. Very nasty poisons. The back bar is Wretched Vitality. We're running an Ice Staff in Defending with a weapon damage enchantment. The next set we're running is the monster set, the Magma Incarnate, which will give you a line of magicka recovery and stamina recovery. And when you heal yourself or a group member, you're basically going to get minor courage and minor resolve. I'm running a medium head impenetrable. The chest is the trainee reinforced with max health. The shoulders are medium magma incarnate. I've got them sturdy, but you probably want, I'll go through the traits afterwards. Waist is built of Wretched Vitality. Hands are light Rallying Cry. Legs are light Rallying Cry. Feet are light Rallying Cry, impenetrable. So really you want reinforced on the big pieces and impenetrable on the smaller pieces. We're literally only running one heavy and I think it's 3 light, 3 medium. Yeah, 2 medium, 3 light, 1 heavy. And the jewellery is all bloodthirsty. Amulet of Wretched Vitality, a ring of Wretched Vitality, and we've got the Death Dealers. They're all bloodthirsty to make the beams as strong as possible. So even though the weapon damage isn't super high at 6k, the bloodthirsty is really going to kick in and deal some super high damage when they're low health. We've got 1 magicka recovery and 2 weapon and spell damage. So even though there's quite a lot of light and medium on the body and not a lot of heavy, the resistances are still there. I think they're around the 28k region, and like I said, you've got a ton of critical resistance as well. So it's a nice little combination. Like the legs, you know, you'd ideally have them heavy, but we're running like a light set. But yeah, definitely put reinforced on the big pieces and impenetrable on the smaller pieces is probably your best bang for your buck. So we'll get into the character sheet. So I've got 25 points into magicka, 21 into stamina, 18 into health. I'm running Jewels of Misrule, but you can run the Smoked Bear Haunch if you can afford it. It's quite an expensive food, but it's definitely worth it. I'm running the Atronach for the magicka recovery, but this is the flex spot if you want to have more damage, then because you've got quite high recovery as it is. But if you want more damage, then once you're comfortable with the build, then you can push to the spell damage Mundus. The critical resistance on the build is nearly 90%. It goes to 38% and then plus the 50 base. So the maximum magicka and stamina are fairly low, but we are running Death Dealers, so when that's fully stacked, the max magicka will be around about 22k, stamina will probably be about 21k, and the max health will be about 34k. So we get tons of recovery from the Wretched Vitality, another commonly used PvP set, and Rallying Cry, both combined to make an excellent combination. So we get into the skills. So this is the front bar. We are running Vampire's Bane, which will give you the Major Prophecy and Savagery. It's also going to deal flame damage initially and flame damage over time. Radiant Oppression, which is your execute. Puncturing Sweep, which heals you and also reduces the enemy's movement. You've got the Binding Javelin, which will stun the enemy. It cannot be blocked as well. Very, very strong. Forward Momentum, which is just your source of major brutality and sorcery. It's also going to give you some extra recovery and also give you a brief immobilization immunity, and from snares for 4 seconds. We're running Onslaught because this is where we're getting our penetration source from. On the back bar, the Wretched Vitality Ice Staff, running Living Dark, which will heal you and reduce enemies' movement speed. Very, very strong. Channeled Focus, which will give you your major resolve, your resistances. It's going to return magic to you every second, and if you're in the rune, you're also going to get healing every second as well. Very, very nice. Your Extended Ritual to cleanse any harmful effects and also heal you and allies. We have Race Against Time, which is just your movement speed buff and critical damage buff. Honor the Dead, which is your burst heal, and Remembrance, which I wasn't actually sure to put on. You don't need to put the most commonly used one on the back bar, which is Undo, which gives you minor protection with the morph. You don't need that, as we get that with the class passives, I believe. So if we just quickly show you. Yeah, Spear Wall will give you minor protection, so you don't need that on the back bar. So the only Sigic ability I have is that. So Remembrance is really, really good and definitely underrated. It has saved me countless amount of times. Sometimes I find myself using that more than the actual Onslaught on the front bar. It's really good for any 1vx scenarios. You can really hold your own. You just press that. When you're in trouble, it's going to heal you for a ton, and you're also going to gain minor protection, and you're immune to all disabling effects. It's very, very strong. It's also a cheap ultimate as well, so just press that if you're really in trouble. Make sure you have all your passives in your 3 class lines, all your passives in two-handed and destruction staff, all your passives in light, medium and heavy. We are a Vampire stage 3, so make sure you have your passives in Vampire. We're not running any Fighters Guild abilities or Mages Guild. Have all your passives in Sigic Order, Undaunted, Assault and Support line. I'm also an Orc as well, as I really do enjoy Orc in PvP, as you get the extra weapon and spell damage, and on top of it you also gain a unique movement speed buff to keep you nice and mobile. But we're not running a lot of heavy anyway, so the build is very, very fast, so you can hold your own with all the abilities, and you can also escape situations very, very easily. And we've also got the medicinal use for the alchemies. Make sure you have your passives there. And we're also running the tri-stat potions just to help with your sustain. I go into the champion points. So I've attained all these stats without even having full champion points, but I would definitely recommend the liquid efficiency to reduce the amount of potions you use. Also your weapon enchantments as well, you want to use that so they don't consume as much. The steadfast enchantment, the rationer, and the Steed's Blessing just for a bit more movement speed. The blue CP, I would recommend Duelist Rebuff, Master at Arms, and Deadly Aim, and Fighting Finesse. You won't need the Resilience for the critical resistance, as you already have 3.5k critical resistance, so you don't need to invest in any more in that. The red CP, I've got Fortified and Boundless Vitality. Again, you will not need the Rejuvenation or any of the recovery ones, as it already has a ton of recovery. So I would recommend Pain's Refuge, and also I think it's Juggernaut, wherever it is. Juggernaut, yeah, which will you'll take less damage when you're under crowd control immunity effects. So I'd put that on. You don't need any recovery CP, so it's really good there. Right, so that's the build fully covered. We'll just get into how to play it. So you just obviously buff up on your back bar before entering combat, and then the front bar, the momentum, so now you're ready to go. So you want to come in with the Vampire's Bane, hit them with the Javelin, and then just start going to work with them with the jabs. Make sure your ultimate is ready before you do this. So really you just want to keep defensively until your ultimate is ready. Just quickly build the ultimate up. So just play defensively. Almost there. So yeah, just make sure you have all your buffs up on the back bar pretty much. So you've got all your heals ticking, and then buff up your front bar with the momentum, and like I said, hit them with the Vampire's Bane into Javelin, and then heavy attack into your jabs, and then just hit them with the Beam Execute. They do a ton of damage very quickly and very fast. And like I said, if you're in a 1vx scenario, you can just stay on your back bar basically, and then just hit your Remembrance. If you really need some serious healing, like I said, you've also got the immobilization immunity from 2 of the skills, which is the Race Against Time and Forward Momentum. So if you need to escape situations and standing your ground is not working, then you can easily run away very fast, particularly with Orc as well, and very little heavy armor. So that's an excellent setup. So that's the end of the build section, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the clips of the build in action. I've got an absolute ton. Drop this video a like if you enjoy it, and any comments, drop them in the comment section below, and just stay tuned for the clips, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do lots of builds and guides, and I'll see you in the next video.